The Jets and Dolphins, just a great history, and Sunday afternoon, well, that'll certainly add to it. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz, Clark Judge. Glad to be with you on the NFL previews presented by Comcast, Week 17. And Clark, playoffs on the line. Let's take a look at the scenarios for both of these teams. And for the Dolphins, it's simple. If they win the AFC East. However, they cannot take a wild card spot. As for the Jets, they clinch the AFC East with a win, and the Patriots lost at Buffalo. They can also clinch a wild card spot with a win, a Patriots win, and a Ravens loss, because that means the Patriots would win the AFC East, and the Ravens will have lost, and then the Jets can get the 6th seed and then have to go to New England and play the Patriots. But as for this game, Clark, you know, we started this season with Chad Pennington against Brett Favre. We end the season with Chad Pennington against Brett Favre. It's poetic justice.
Yeah, it's a perfect setup here, and I think it's a perfect setup for Chad Pennington, really. I mean, he's the quarterback who wanted to stay with the Jets. He's a quarterback who said, I can beat out Kellen Clemens. I should be the starter. And they didn't have enough of a conviction about him, and so they went out and got Brett Favre and let him walk, and they let him walk to Miami. Now he could come back in the ultimate payback game and not only keep the Jets out of the playoffs, propel Miami into the playoffs. And he's played so well down the stretch here. I mean, that's what I love about this guy, is that he takes care of the football. You look at his last 4 games, 6 touchdown passes, 1 interception, playing well. You look at Brett Favre's last 4 games, not playing so well. 1 touchdown, 6 interceptions.
Yeah, it's the complete opposite for Brett Favre. You know, but that's not the only problem right now with the Jets. Obviously, everybody has talked about the scenario where they go west, they don't win. We know that. They're 0-4 on the West Coast. But even at home, that game against Buffalo, they shouldn't have won that game.
Right, they were lucky.
The Broncos game at home, they got hammered in that game. You're talking about a team that has not played well down the stretch. What do they have to do differently to beat the Dolphins?
Well, they've got to stop the run. I mean, Miami runs pretty well, and they're certainly going to show the Wildcat formation. So you got to stop Ronnie Brown, you got to stop Ricky Williams, and they've got to do something that they haven't done the last 4 weeks. Now, I was at that Denver game, you know, and Casey Wigman's playing against Chris Jenkins, and he gives away a lot of weight. I mean, 70, 80, 90. He said 100 pounds. I don't know. He gives a lot of weight, but he was pushing him around the field. That can't happen. I mean, Chris Jenkins was a Defensive Player of the Year candidate 4 weeks ago. He's not anymore. Why? Because his performance has topped off. Now, I'm not putting the blame on Chris Jenkins. Other people haven't shown up either. So he needs to elevate his game, but this run defense does too.
What about for the Dolphins? Because defensively, it's not like they showed up last week against Kansas City. They gave up 31 points, and they did force 3 turnovers, 3 interceptions by Tyler Thigpen, but they gave up a ton of points, and Kansas City was moving up and down the field. How do they prevent the Jets from doing that this weekend?
Well, I think they do what defenses have done to Brett Favre lately, you know, intercept the ball and force him into mistakes. And, you know, it's sad for me to watch Brett Favre at this stage of his career because he suddenly looks old and tired, and the offense looks old and tired. And I love watching him play, but that exuberance, that energy seems to be gone. And you look at those last 4 games for New York, they haven't played well. They should be 0-4. I mean, Buffalo gave him a gift. Chad Pennington is not J.P. Lossman. He's not going to give him a gift here. And so Miami needs to, on defense, simply take advantage of the opportunities that are given them, and Brett Favre will give them some opportunities. Now, they also need to take care of Thomas Jones and Leon Washington. Those are big X factors for the Jets.
Leon Washington has been the X factor all year long for the Jets. The other thing around this game is that the energy, you mentioned energy around Brett Favre. Energy around the Jets right now, at least the media, negative. Talk about Eric Mangini possibly being fired. Energy around the Dolphins, all positive. How does that play a role?
Well, I think it has an impact, but honestly, it comes down to really the character of your football team. And I'm not in that Jets locker room, so I don't really know what the character of that football team is. The same way with the Dolphins, but I know the Dolphins have got a ton of momentum, and they're surging into the playoffs. And I've seen the Jets the last 4 weeks. They have no momentum at all. Now, they understand what's in front of them here, but so does Miami. And really, Miami has everything going for it right now, and the Jets really have nothing going for it.
Dolphins have won 4 straight games to get to this point, and again, they control their destiny to win the AFC East. Let's take a look at the AccuScore prediction for this game. 10,000 tests, 10,000 mathematical results, and the computer likes the Dolphins to go into the Meadowlands and Chad Pennington to exact revenge and then get a home game in the playoffs. So go from 1-15 to 11-5 and the AFC East champions. It's a phenomenal story. Do you think it happens?
Yeah, I do. And I'm with the computer on this because I could see why, you know, you talk about the Jets winning. And, you know, the Jets are favored in this game. I just don't understand that. But I look at Miami. I love teams with momentum. I love teams that take care of the ball. They do both. They've got the momentum, and they take care of the football. Nobody has fewer turnovers than Miami. That's why I like Miami in this ball game.
All right, it's 4:15 p.m. Eastern. It's on CBS. In case you missed it, it has been flexed. It was a 1 o'clock game. It's now 4:15 p.m. Eastern on CBS. And, of course, again, if the Dolphins win, they win the AFC East. The Jets, if they win, they need some help to get into the playoffs. We'll see if it all plays out, and we'll see how it all plays out again. And for more on this game or any other in Week 17, be sure to stay with CBSSports.com. Watch everything else on the CBS Audience Network. For Clark Judge, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care, folks.